Alright, we have had some kind of technical issue, but you guys know how things go. We are live in living color with DWELE, and if you guys are in the chat room, you guys gotta know that things happen. So let me say something to you guys. You guys refresh so that you can hear the interview. Refresh so that you can hear the interview. If you can hear me out there, what's going on? Urban Souls and the Soul FM. They're a mess. Okay, I'm going to play a song just to be on the safe side so they can refresh, because they are going to kill me after this show if I don't refresh. And I don't. We're going to play your song. We're going to play DWELE's What Profit right here on the Soul FM. We are live and in living color with your boy DWELE, live on the Soul FM, urbansouls.com. What's up, family? If you guys can hear me, let's do some whoop whoop or something, because I want to make sure you guys can hear what's going on. You guys, if you can't hear on the Soul FM, go to Spreaker or go to urbansouls.com so that you can hear the chat. We having some technical difficulties, and you know how we do as a family. We keep it going regardless. So if you cannot hear me, or if you can hear me, so let me know what's going on. Let me know what's up. because we're going to continue on with this interview. We don't want to take up too much of his time. He got things to do. All right, so before the power went out, we were talking about you and your brother. And how your brother, you said your brother was 6 years younger than you.
Right.
How does he, at that age, when you first started in the entertaining and the music, how did he feel about you being such an icon right now?
You know what? Everything kind of happened so gradually that I think it wasn't that big of a deal. At least he didn't act like it was that big of a deal. He was like, yeah, that's my brother. He does music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been doing music. You know, that's how my mother and my brother acted about it. They're like, you know, he's been doing this forever. We've been hearing him on speakers forever. So his song is on the radio. That's great. You know, a lot of time my mom calls me and she says, yeah, I heard your song today, and then I had to think about it. Like, wait a minute, it's on the radio. But you know, she was so used to me just playing her my stuff all the time that it didn't kind of click in at first. You know, but I mean, they took it all cool. They took it all in stride, definitely.
Oh my goodness! You know, it's a good thing because they still look at you as, oh yeah, that's just my brother, that's just my child. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny part about it is, you know, a lot of times we change. As people, we tend to change who we are, and it's a good thing to keep ourselves grounded. What actually keeps you grounded?
Man, definitely family. You know, friends. I try not to change too much, you know, about myself. I try to be the same person. But my family and friends definitely keep me grounded.
Now, do you have the same friends that you had forever?
Some, and then some I don't have anymore.
So the
you know, it's
right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
So the friends that you have now, who have been with you, who've been your backbone, you know, and they've been with you from when you were a little kid, you know, versus the ones who were with you then, but decided not to be your friends now. How do you handle that? What do you tell people in terms of, you know, how do you handle friendship? Because we as people have an issue with what you can do for me and what you can do with me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's rough. I mean, it doesn't just happen, you know, to musicians or people in the industry. You know, it happens to everybody every day. You know, I mean, it all depends on the situation, you know, that you're going through with the person. You know, but I mean, in my situation, I tried to make it work. You know, I tried as much as I could to make it work until it got to a point where it was like, okay, I see that this is not going to get any better. Nothing good is coming out of this relationship. So, you know, we gotta move on. You know what I'm saying? And that was really the situation. In all of the situations that I had to drop, it was just like the last straw. Like, I came to the conclusion that nothing good was going to come out of it.
That's right. That's right. You know, when you are getting into this field, and you are huge in this field. I mean, I see, you know, I do my homework with interviews, and I see that, you know, you're talked about everywhere. I mean, Twitter and all over the place. You know, and how do you differ real friends, people that you meet throughout your life, as being, you know, real friends, or people that you just kind of know they're just hanging around me for what I have or who I am?
It's kind of difficult. It's very difficult. There's no kind of about it. It's very difficult. I think I just find myself more so just taking things as is, and if it develops into a friendship, if I start to feel more comfortable around the person, or, you know, if something stands out about the person, then I'll build on it from there. But I always go into every new friendship as it kind of is what it is, you know, and I just go for the ride, you know, and see what comes of it.
You know, I think, and you really have to in this day and age, simply because, you know, you kind of know who's there, who has your back, and who doesn't. You know, and I think it's a good thing for we as people to know those kind of things. You know, because it's hard to live your life and to be able to actually tell the difference. You know, I've run in some serious crowds that, you know, people still haven't learned the difference between someone who's your friend and someone who's actually using you. You know, and When do you speak to children and teenagers and things of that nature? Have you ever, delved into that before?
Yeah, definitely. My mother and my brother are both teachers. Well, my mother just retired, but every year I would go out to her school. I would talk to her class and a couple other classes about music. I would relate it with their studies. I bring in pieces of equipment. Let them kind of touch it and feel their way around the equipment. We make songs. I like doing things like that. With the kids, because I know for me, what it did for me when somebody came in with the instrument and actually, showcased instruments, and it got me interested into music. And today, I know that there are a lot of children, a lot of kids that are into music, but they don't know what really goes on behind the scenes.
That's right.
Or what it takes to actually, be into it. So I always go into the schools, and I try to talk a little bit about the behind the scenes and let them actually fill it out.
Right. I think that it's a big thing for people like you and other entertainers, who I feel, it may just be my opinion or the opinion of your fans, that you have something that a lot of entertainers need to implement. There are a lot of times where, you get tired of hearing, the H word and the B word and the MF and the elemental PQ. It's draining, because when you see children and you see them, and the first thing that comes out their mouth is elemental PQ and the B's, and then bend it over and shake it like a salt shaker, So you see little children, little bitty children, 5 and 6 years old, implementing this type of behavior, and it makes you wonder what type of person are you going to turn out to be as a 15-year-old or 17-year-old or 25-year-old if this is where your mind is right now at 5 years old. So when you talk to children, and you talk, and do they ask you, how can I be like you?
That question comes up. I try to cover that, when I talk to them, like as far as what it takes. I like when I talk to the kids and the parents are around too, because it lands a lot on the parents as well. You really have to be supportive of your child, and you have to, and it starts with you. It starts with the parents. It starts with the teachers. Who the kids are spending their most time around.
Absolutely.
And so definitely, this for more than the child.
Absolutely. So, and I agree with you 100%. I think that we, in terms of grown folks, need to implement more things when it comes to our children and everybody else's children. I know you also grew up in the times where, if you did something wrong in the neighborhood, your mama knew about it before you got home, type deal. Yeah. And I think that's like right now, if you do something, nobody better not say nothing, because they're liable to get shot.
Exactly.
How do you feel with?
It's a whole other world now.
Oh, it is.
It's a whole other way of life now, man.
What is your opinion? How do you feel about the continued violence in our world? Do you feel that? I've heard people say, I think it's based on music, and I think it's based on what the children have to look up to. Do you feel that way as well, or do you just feel like it's the sign of the times?
You really can't blame music for it. It's all around. You gotta think about it. Back in our day, we kind of emulated what we saw, but what we saw was, the neighborhood. What we saw was what our parents were doing, or what was going on in the school. But nowadays, you gotta think how you gotta realize that kids have a wider reach, as far as what they see because of the internet. The movies are taking a turn. You can't specifically blame music when you have movies where there's teenagers, fighting and sucking other teenagers' blood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Children watching this, and on top of that, being a kid, I don't want to get too graphic, on your radio station, but being a kid, we were boys. Some kid might come in with the Playboy magazine, and it's like, oh, wow, then we go crazy. But today, kids have access to actual websites that they can go to, and they can see everything, So it's a different time, man.